Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to show you how to make polymer clay earrings. I did these at home and I made them myself and I think they turned out pretty good for a beginner. I'm really excited about this because I absolutely love earrings. I love jewelry, so this will be a fun way to just kind of do something fun. Sorry, my dog is growling in the background. Do something fun at home while we all have this extra time. So anyways, if you are interested, just keep on watching. Alright, so you're going to need a couple of things, and I just used a candle as something to roll with. I got these jump rings on Amazon, and I will link it down below for you guys. You can pretty much use any kind of strong glue, but I chose jewelry and metal glue. And then I just used a knife from my kitchen, and this is actually a deodorant lid, but any sort of cookie cutter or small lid would work. I also ordered these earring posts on Amazon, and I will link them down below. And these are the colors that I chose. You can use whatever colors you want to, but I got those from a polymer clay starter kit on Amazon, which I will also link down below. I use the Sculpey brand. So what I'm doing right now is just softening the clay and trying to basically heat it up so that you're able to roll it easier. I found that rolling with a jar was okay, but I've since upgraded to an actual rolling pin. It's just a lot harder to get an even roll if you use a candle, but it definitely works. And if you're just wanting to make a couple of earrings for yourself, I think that a jar works just fine. So after you press in your cookie cutter or your deodorant lid, in my case, you just basically need to peel the clay away from the circle. That way you are getting the clay off and you're not destroying the circle. My clay was actually super soft when I recorded this video. My apartment was pretty hot this day, so it kind of tore on the edges. If that happens to you, that's okay. You can just kind of you can fix the edges kind of like what I am about to do, but first I'm just cleaning the clay up on my cutting board, and those edges are a little bit, wonky looking, but I just kind of pressed them in and rolled them, and I found that worked pretty well. And then eventually I got kind of frustrated and I used my X-OXO knife to just sort of trim them and get them to be a little bit nicer looking. So now I'm going into my second color. I don't remember what these colors are called, but again, I'll link my starter kit that I got on Amazon below so you guys can use the same colors if you want to. Alright, so now I'm starting the leopard design. I literally just tore little pieces and then put it onto the clay. It's really not hard and you can do whatever you want, and trust me, if I can do it, then you can do it. This is not a hard thing to do, but it's so fun and it's really therapeutic to me to just be able to do something with your hands, especially during this time. I don't know, it gets my mind off of everything, and you can listen to a podcast, you can turn on an audiobook, or just watch Gilmore Girls like I was doing in this video, and yeah, you can just be creative with it. One thing that if I could go back and change is I would put my pattern onto the clay before I cut it, because that just makes it much more even. You don't have to worry about fingerprints if you roll it afterwards. But again, like I said, this was the first time that I was making earrings, so I think it's pretty good for just winging it. I really love the way that these turned out, and I just kept putting things where I felt like they needed to be. I'm really obsessed with leopard print, and so that's kind of what I was going for. I'm not really sure if it turned out to look exactly like leopard print, but I still think they're cute. Leave a comment down below if you guys try this project. Let me know if you made a leopard print earring or if you just decided to start working with some polymer clay. I would love to, just know if anybody tried this. Alright, so now I'm moving on to make the top part of the earring. I just used that dark brown color, so I'm just warming the clay up again, and then I'm going to roll it. This time I put my parchment paper down in hopes that it would be easier to cut the clay and to not have to get it stuck to the cutting board, because that's kind of what messed up the edges last time. So again, you live and you learn. And then I'm just using my deodorant lid, the exact same one that I used to make the original circle shape, to make these half moon circles. And what I did this time was made it a little bit thicker, and I think that actually helped. And then I'm just using my knife to try and cut it in half. I think it definitely would be easier if you had something not as thick, but a knife definitely works. And as you can see, those pieces are a little bit thicker than how I made the bottom leopard pieces, so I think that makes a big difference. Alright, and then once you have your half moons, just make sure that they fit within each other, because you want your earrings to be symmetrical, or at least I did. So I just made sure that they were the same size, and then just kind of made sure that the edges were flat, because after you bake with polymer clay, you can use a hard or a high grit sandpaper to fix edges and stuff, but I just didn't have any on hand, so I was just trying to make sure it was as flat as possible. Alright, and then that's my earrings before they're baked. Now you're going to want to make sure that you have holes to put your jump rings in. I'm just using an earring that I have to make that hole, and I'm pressing down and then just kind of making a wider circle to make it wide enough to make sure that my jump ring will fit through. You can use pretty much anything for this. I'm not really sure why I chose this earring, because it is probably not the best option to make this hole, but I was just winging it here. And then I went off camera for a second. I apologize that you can't see this, but I was just going back through on the other side just to make sure that that it was even on both sides, so that the jump ring would fit through and that the clay would not crack. And then you're just going to want to do this to every single piece after this. And the thing that's really great about doing it on the parchment paper is that you are going to bake with this parchment paper anyway. So if you cut your pieces in shapes onto the parchment paper, then you're already on it, and if it's stuck to it, it's not really that big of a deal, because when you bake it, it will definitely come off. So that is a tip that I learned as I was doing this. Another thing you want to make sure of, the jump rings that you buy, make sure that they are big enough. I've made the mistake before when making earrings of using a jump ring that's just a little bit too small, and it makes it really hard to put it into the earring. So make sure that the hole is big enough for your jump pin, and also that or not jump in, the hole is big enough for your jump ring, and also that you make, get jump rings that are big enough to make a loop around those two pieces. Alright, and then now that I'm done with that, I am going to bake these in the oven. My packaging says 275 for every, I think it's 1/4 of an inch, so that's how long I cooked them for. I think it's 15 minutes on 275. And now I'm just using my jump rings to attach them together. I got those pliers and jump rings. It all came in a set on Amazon, but you can just use normal pliers that you have around the house, or you don't even really have to use pliers. I have just used my fingers before to open it, and it makes it a little bit harder, but you definitely can do it. Alright, and now I'm just closing my jump ring back together. I still am not really that great at this. It just takes a lot of trial and error because you want to make sure it lines up and that it's closed perfectly, because I don't want my earrings to fall apart. Alright, and then after you close the ring, which I am clearly struggling to do, you've got your earrings basically. But I am really struggling right now. I can't get it. I do really like these pliers, but I will say they are hard to open. Yay, okay, I got it. They're done. Okay, and then now I'm gonna glue onto the back my earring post. I got these on Amazon, like I said before, and they're stainless steel, and they don't hurt my ears, which is really surprising because I have pretty sensitive ears. So if you're somebody who has sensitive ears, I would definitely recommend, either getting like gold or silver earring post backs, or, these have actually worked really well for me, and hopefully they'd work well for you too. So after you have placed them on the back, just let them dry for a few minutes, and then you are good to go. And that is how you make polymer clay earrings. I did not put enough glue on this, so I'm going to go back and put more glue on. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps to support my channel, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.